Welcome back. Recent emails released by WikiLeaks uncovered discussions by Clinton staff members to revolutionize the Catholic Church. In an email to Clinton campaign chair John Podesta, liberal activist Sandy Newman wrote this, quote,
"There needs to be a Catholic spring in which Catholics themselves demand the end of a Middle Ages dictatorship and the beginning of a little democracy and respect for gender equality in the Catholic Church. I have not thought at all about how one would plant the seeds of the revolution or who would plant them. Just wondering."
Who better to plant some seeds than Fox News religion contributor Father Jonathan Morris, our resident gardener here. What do you think about this idea of the Catholic Church is a dictatorship?
Yeah.
Coming from, to be clear, it was an email going to John Podesta, but then rather than saying, no, 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 he says, yeah, we'd like a Catholic spring.
In fact, he said that we've already tried to do it. Of course, he works for the Center for American Progress, funded by Soros. And then he says what we did is we created these organizations called Catholics in Alliance for the Common Good. Catholics United. It sounds very Catholic. Except that what they want to do, and they would agree with this, so, I think for many of them they said, hey, there's nothing shocking about these emails. This is what we believe in. What they want to do is line up the Catholic Church and its teachings with the Democratic platform. That's the goal. That is the goal. They want to make the Catholic Church in line with their political purposes. And, you know... And
that's not what the church is there for.
No.
For either party.
What about this?
There way before the Democratic Party or the Republican Party.
We'll be there long after.
What about?
I hope so. I believe so.
Father, get weigh in on this one, because here's another email. This one from John Halpin to John Podesta in 2011. It says, quote, referring to the Catholic Church, it's an amazing bastardization of the faith. They must be attracted to the systemic thought and severely backwards gender relations and must be totally unaware of Christian democracy.
And this was in the context of our own chairman, Rupert Murdoch, raising his young children as Catholics. So that was the bastardization they were talking about. Unbelievable.
Well, here, all they think about, as revealed in these emails, is that if somebody wants to be an actual believing Christian, it must be for political purposes. They go on to say they would never want their rich friends to think that they were raising their kids evangelical, because that would be a terrible thing. You know, I've been very critical of Donald Trump and some of the things he's said and done, no doubt. But this is a moment that we have to be very, very straightforward to about the type of people that Hillary Clinton has chosen to put around her, which are anti-Catholic evangelical people, as expressed in their own email.
Let's talk about this election, because we know the last election, 38 million evangelicals sat that one out. And then when you look at, in this recent polling, where the white evangelical vote goes, Trump led Clinton among white evangelicals 65 to 16. Mistake to sit this one out?
Hey, I don't think anybody should ever sit out any election, especially a general election. That's where I would put it. But it is a tough decision. You know, a lot of people come up to me, you know, both in my parish, on the street, they say, listen, we want a good candidate, and it's hard. It's not easy.
I hope God will forgive me for cutting off Father Jonathan Morris. We've got to go to a break.
Thank you, Father Jonathan.
Right there.